Good morning. Good morning. We are back. We are back. The show is called TBR Solutions Sports Forum. My name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe. Today I'm with G-Man. G-Man, welcome to the show.
Morning, Pasopri,
Hey,
and to all viewers.
inhliziyo iso. After telling Dugunge weekend, how are you doing?
I'm super, Pasopri.
Yeah,
Great to hear from you.
yeah.
I was excited. You know, the boys displayed a brilliant performance over the weekend. This is the Sundowns that we all know.
Yeah, ngeke interrupt usa bulisa straight, and then let's get to the business.
Oh, good morning, Pasopri. Good morning to our viewers there. Yes, I'm looking forward to the show this morning.
Yeah, let's dive into it. Let's look at current Black Label. I did a special show, and then the question was on the special show: is it that time whereby Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates should sit back and look at Mamelodi Sundowns and evaluate what is happening there? Not necessarily evaluate, take some lessons. All right, that was my question. Especially when you look for the past 10 years, all right? But I've done that now. I want you, because you are not part of the show, just to give me your views about what happened as far as the tournament is concerned.
We had two great games. The first one was Sundowns against Amazulu. I think for Sundowns, it was like a training session. You know, no offense to Amazulu, but this is the Sundowns that we know. You know, the identity, the style of play, knocking the ball around. You know, Amazulu were found wanting in that game. You know, then the second game, Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs, also it was a brilliant game, which unfortunately was somehow decided by the referee. You know, in terms of the goal by Dupreez, which was adjudged to have been offside. But it was a great display of football, and also I think it augurs well for the future of Kaizer Chiefs, because I saw some youngsters being thrown in the deep end, and Duduzi Chabalala and Samkelo Zwane, you know, and they didn't disappoint.
You know,
there are also some. Okay.
I think Kaizer Chiefs fans, well, maybe people will say I'm biased. I don't know. Probably will say that I'm biased because, you know, I always defend issue of Arthur Zwane. I think Arthur is coming up with something at Kaizer Chiefs. And what I like, Arthur is introducing so many youngsters. All right. Now, if you look at Kaizer Chiefs of Stuart Baxter, of Gavin Hunt, all right, youngsters were not somehow, you know, given the opportunity. All right. Now,
that's true.
Now with Arthur, look how many youngsters that have been introduced. You've got Nkosi Ndipile Ngobo, you've got Bloom, now we've got Samgelo now, and then also Mtutuzi. And what was a masterpiece for me is for allowing Samgela and Mtutuzi taking a penalty. Penalty shootout in a full capacity stadium. For me, that was a masterpiece.
Yeah, no, they were very brave, you know. In front of a capacity crowd, and then a youngster just stands up and have that courage to take a penalty against the big like Orlando Pirates. So we need to applaud those youngsters. You know, we really need to applaud them.
And then Mamelodi Sundowns, you know, I don't know what to say. These people, they have so many players. Cassius Mailula. I saw somebody said, this boy in the MDC, he once scored 9 goals in short space of time. He said,
Sure.
what we are seeing now, this boy has been doing it at MDC. So this is very, very encouraging. And now this brings me to, we need to commend Dr. Ivan Koza and the people who assist him in terms of super sport to come up with that idea of MDC. It is really producing good players. That Cassius Mailula is a good player. And now, yes.
The Diski challenge is really a great initiative, you know, by Dr. Ivan Koza and everyone else involved, you know. It's a platform for these youngsters to showcase their talent, you know, knowing that if you do well on the MDC challenge, you are likely to be promoted. And majority of these boys, they grab the opportunity with both hands once they are in the first team. So it's a really, really great platform. You know, if a youngster is playing for MDC and they don't get promoted, I think they don't have anyone to blame but themselves. You know? It's really, really a great initiative, and it augurs well for the future of this country. You know, to say teams now will be brave to give youngsters an opportunity to showcase their talent at a higher level.
Yeah, no, you know what? MDC, it's a good idea. It's a very good initiative. It's a very good initiative, like you said. Now look at the youngsters that are showing up. Very good youngsters. And you know, Mamelodi Sundowns, as I was saying, look, when they start the final game, I think they brought in new 6 players. Maybe even this tournament, they need to look at the format. Because look at this way. The team that has just played the second semi-final, for instance, Pirates, of course they were tired, man. There's no way they can run with 6 new players who were not playing. Did you get my point?
No.
So
no, I do get your point.
I think they have to review it and say maybe on one day they do that, then the final is played on another day.
Okay.
I don't know. That's my view. But because of the conjunction of the football calendar, maybe that's where the push is, you know. But it makes it a little bit unfair. But one thing that Mamelodi Sundowns should really pep themselves at the back is the fact that they introduce so many players. They buy quality players. They bring quality youngsters from their youth academy to join the big. They have a big squad, and then they try by all means to give everybody a chance to participate. Yes.
No, the future, you know, augurs well also for Mamelodi Sundowns. You know, I think Rhulani he comes across as someone who's not afraid, just like Arthur, to give youngsters an opportunity to play at the highest level. And playing for a big brand like Sundowns, you know, comes with a lot of expectation. You know, so far the youngsters that have been given an opportunity, they've been disappointed. You know, Cassius Mailula is a great player with a great future ahead of him. I'm just worried about the limelight that he's currently getting, you know, from all corners of media. I'm not sure how he's going to handle that, or how his Sundowns going to protect him, you know, from that, because you don't want a player who suddenly think that, you know, he's the thing, you know. I saw him on Saturday on some situations where he was supposed to play for a teammate and going for personal glory, you know. But I guess someone would have to talk sense to him to say, you know, it's not about you, it's about the team. They need to protect those boys, you know, the Maitas, the Chabalalas, this one. They need to protect them from the media, because media can make or break you.
Yes, of course. But I see that the Modise Walefatshe is there. Modise Walefatshe, welcome to the show.
Thank you, the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe and the crew there. Sharp.
But for sure, why Hlompa Sundowns no, ne? Pela Sundowns ka Saturday, ishapile 7. It's a 3 Humazulu. Ya fitla Pirates are 4. But 4 and about 5 was not a fluke. They are used to it. What about that, all of us?
Arabulele kadilo tsabu 6 months back. Rubela kadilo tsabu.
Yeah.
Tsabu 6 months back. I know.
Arabulele.
48 hours.
48 hours. Yeah. So what about Pirates for?
No, look, Sundowns has got a good team. That one mustn't shy away. That one, I know. I mean, Sundowns is strong. I mean,
anything that you think, you know what G-Man, you said Rhulani and Arthur are not afraid of playing the youngsters. And I've picked up, Rhulani once said, wherever he goes in any township football, you'll always meet Arthur. So these are township boys who really love their football, who goes all over and watch football. They love football. So maybe that is why we see somehow similarity between the two. So Walefatshe, what's your take about Arthur playing Tutuzi Chabalala and also Samgele Zwane? Not only that, the two boys were also given the opportunity to take penalty in front of a huge crowd. So what's your take about that?
Oh, thanks. Look, I think the boys, they must get used to the bigger stages, and background of the senior players as well. They must encourage them, because you can't say the youngsters they mustn't play in the big games. Where they are going to play? Where? I mean, Kaizer Chiefs is a big team that it's supported by larger numbers, the biggest crowd. I understand. So
there's a kid there. I don't know whether it's with you or is with G-Man. A kid. If you can monitor that noise from the background.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's G-Man.
Okay. Yes, Walefatshe?
Yes, I mean, it's not that Arthur took a chance to play them. They are registered to the first team. They need to play. You see, they must get to it. I mean, Dr. Kumalo played for a daddy. He was 18 years old. You see, so they need to get used to it. You see, they play more often. I mean, imagine in Europe, you get a player of 19 years of age. He's a top class player. So why now we don't apply that strategy as well? I mean, look at now, we don't have a player that is going to play in Africa Cup of Nations from the PSL. I mean, really, if you can check.
No.
Yeah, we don't. And I'm told even Aforo could not make a cut.
Yes, I mean, it's embarrassing.
So in other words, the entire PSL, we are not represented.
Yeah. I mean, it's embarrassing for football. It means we are doing nothing. These young boys, they must play fully. Like when they are at the club level, they play very well. But when they are on the national team, it's something I don't know what is happening. But all in all, we are talking about the teams here. I'm here to see young players play. You see, I was that particular a supporter who says young players, they get scared or whatever and blah blah blah. But now they need to play. After what I saw, they need to play.
So now, will I be correct to say homegrown coaches, Arthur Zwane, Rhulani Mokoena, are showing us that we need to trust the youngsters. We need to bring the new layer, because remember, the old players will be going out. Now, it's a problem. Messi will be retiring soon. Ronaldo will be retiring soon. So we need some replacement. So will you agree with me and say these homegrown coaches are on the right track?
They are on the right track. Look at this Walefatshe. If you can check, honestly so, if you can, we are still talking about the class of 1996, even now, because we never laid a foundation. And then we never look at, you can talk about the Brazils and whatever. They don't talk about the previous squad of Ronaldo, Ronaldinos. You see, they know how they play. Even us now, we are still talking about Dr. Kumar. Where is another Dr. Kumar? Yeah, where is another Jomoson? Where is another Where is another Mambushim Dao?
Yes,
we don't have those.
Yes, Masilela. Still remember Masilela? Fire Masilela.
Fire Masilela. We don't have those because we don't know it's our development or it's our mentality of no. Fine, let's worship those previous players. Then yes, we need to think about them. But honestly, so we don't have. We've got nothing. We've got nothing.
Let's move on, guys. I want us to move on that subject.
Okay.
Because we have done a lot on that one. We saw a nasty incident on the side. Rhulani Mokoena remonstrating with Kermit Erasmus. What's your take about this?
It was an ugly incident that we don't need in football, irrespective of who was right, who was wrong, but we don't need such in football. Number one, I think Rhulani also, I know football is a game of emotions, but I think it was no need for him to talk to Pirates bench for whatever reason. Apparently, he was not happy with Pirates bench because they were questioning Koki's red card, which he felt was a career threatening injury. But if you look at also that picture, you would realize that even though he was talking to the whole Paris bench, the coach was seated down, the whole technical team was seated down, and one player, ill-disciplined player, decided to stand up and said whatever that he said to Rhulani, which I also think it was uncalled for of Kermit Erasmus, to argue with a coach being a player. I mean, it's like he didn't only insult Rhulani there, he also showed how much he undermines the Paris technical team. If you are going to stand up when the coach and the whole technical team are sitting down as a player, and you argue with or insult an opponent who happen to be a coach, that's distasteful. I think both Pirates and Sundowns, they need to call these two guys to order, because that was not a good gesture of football,
Walefatshe,
yes,
how do you saw that incident? I want your opinion.
No, I agree with Jim. Irrespective of you can be a coach and whatever. I'm sorry to say this. Not saying I'm following. I'm a supporter of Kaizer Chiefs. You must see Kaizer Chiefs bench. If you're starting to throw hands as a coach or as a what, they call you into order. There's a person who's looking at the bench all the time. That what is a reaction on the bench. Kaizer Chiefs doesn't like. And also, you check Kermit. Kermit, it was unprofessional. You don't do that as a player. What if Rhulani is going to coach Saubrey and then Kermit join that team that Rhulani is going to coach? Do you think it will be a good thing for both of them? Nah. It shows that Yeah, it shows that at Sundowns there was a beef between the two, if you can check. And also, you can't stand as a player the way he done. It was unprofessional. I mean, it's a seasoned player. Why must he do that? Why must he do that? You don't do that as a player.
Now, let me ask you. Let me ask you.
Yeah.
There's this thing with what we call emotional intelligence. In other words, how do you handle emotions? Now, my question is, what is the role of the management as far as that is concerned? That's my question.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, if you look at one of Kermit, you've got adults there who are coaches, seniors there.
Yeah.
They say anything to him to say, hey, what you're doing is out of order. Maybe we will hear something. And I must qualify it. I tried to reach out to Sundowns because I wanted to get Rhulani's number and Kermit's number and ask them questions, even if I don't put them on the spotlight, because if you put them on the spotlight, maybe sometimes a little bit unfair, you are exacerbating the whole issue. But I wanted to find out what caused all this. And then are you guys gonna make up and all that? So yeah, so that at least we also give them the opportunity to tell us what happened exactly. Now the question is, there were adults there, all right, coaches, assistant coaches, medical staff. What role did they play when they see all this thing happen, especially on the side of Kermit? On the side of Rhulani, he's got his peers, his other coaches, and then maybe he wouldn't even listen to them. But if you guys were management, were you going to take action against this?
Yeah,
obviously.
Okay, G.
Obviously, action would have to be taken, if we're management, because you are bringing the brand's name into disrepute. I mean, if you are a player, for instance, you are going to jump your technical team and go and argue with the opposition, in front of the technical team on an instruction that was not specifically spoken to you. Rhulani must have said something which I'm not defending him. I'm not saying he was right, but I think whatever that he said, he was referring to the whole Pirates bench. And anyone there could have chosen to stand up and react, but they did not. And this one player decided to make this whole thing about him. I think I agree with Messi when he says these two, they have beef. And also Rhulani as a head coach, you can't stoop to the level of a player. Even if Kermit was saying something, he should have just turned back and not what it was very childish of them.
Sure.
Yeah, Walefatshe?
Yeah, no, you see, Walefatshe, me and G today, we are talking the same language. Eh? It's
even
nice.
Even now, Shabile not long ago.
Yeah, look, we're fixing something.
Yeah.
You see,
yeah.
You see, Walefatshe, in fact, that game was played under PSL. You see, PSL itself, they must charge them. They put in fact, the PSL into disrepute, firstly. Secondly, the both teams, they must charge them because millions of people, millions of supporters, they saw what happened and then they put our game into disrepute. We don't want that. We don't want such conduct. I mean, how many followers who are following Rhulani as a coach? They want to be like Rhulani, but he disappointed them. How many young soccer players who are following Kermit, but when they saw, I mean, really, they will say no, it's a good thing because Kermit can do this, and then Kermit can do whatever he want to do on the bench. We know that he's not gonna be. There's no action against him, so they need to take action. There are things they need to take action against them. We don't want to see that that things in our footballs. We don't want to see this. Thanks, Walefatshe.
It was. Now, the other thing that I wanted to bring to the whole element is the issue of sometimes, some players. Look, Rhulani is somehow at the same age with a lot of players. He's older, but not much older. So don't you think that also plays a role? Sometimes they see him as their peers, so they said, why should you listen to him and all that? What's your take?
Yeah, of course. That also it's also a contributing factor, to say this guy is not elder than me, It might be two more years than me, but I don't think Kermit would have spoken to Manqoba, even if Manqoba decided to stand up, because of what you are saying, the age factor, he knows that he's talking to an elder when he speaks to Manqoba. And we also hear that Kermit said Rhulani has never played football, that kind of attitude to say, you can't tell me you haven't played football, I don't know you. So we have players like that sometimes who think that they cannot be coached by so and so because the profile of that person is not what they would deem, to be an appropriate coach. To say this person doesn't have a profile, and I've been playing football for so many years or seasons, so I don't know this person. So he can't tell me to come back and mark. He can't tell me to chase opponents. Things like that. Attitude of our players, sometimes it's not right.
Modise, Walefatshe, do you agree?
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yes, I do agree. I do agree. That is why our football is not going forward, because really we undermine our coaches. I mean, you can bring any coach. I mean, if you are a coach, it doesn't mean you must play football. No, it doesn't. You see, how many coaches? Yeah, how many coaches who never played football?
Mourinho is a successful coach, but he never played football.
Yeah, he never played football. So then, if we are coming with that mentality of now, Lona ngekangitshela ubani yini iphi profile yakhe, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Siyazi ukuthi umshana kaMjomana, but akusumjomana.
Akusumjomana. It doesn't work.
Siyazi ukuthi umshana kaMjomana, but akusumjomana.
You understand? Yeah. If you can check,
yeah.
Rhulani is a coach.
Rhulani is good.
He's good. Yeah, Rhulani is good.
And he understands football. You listen to the way Rhulani speaks, you'll be impressed. Yeah.
Yes. He analyzed a game very well. Rhulani is brilliant in football. Then when you come and say, no, Adlala Polo. Yes, Adlala Polo, but who achieved? Rhulani did achieve. Understand? So that mentality of ours, it's killing us. So we need to move away from that mentality. You see, it shows that when maybe Nago Amazulu, they don't take that young boy serious.
False. That's exactly what I was thinking. If Kermit Erasmus, for instance, was playing for Amazulu, would he listen to False?
No. You see, then it's bad. It's bad in our football. It's bad. I mean, George Maluleke. I mean, it shows that I'm not saying Abu George Bayenza kanjalo. Should babona another person udalo intanga yethu uzositshelana. I can't call him a coach. Yeah. Maybe Mavuma, he will say, oh, okay. You see, the respect is not there.
Look, respect goes a long way. Now, let me remind you guys, the big R stands for all the positive R words in English. Not R words in English. English words that start with the letter R. Respect is one of them.
Yes.
If you apply those principles, you'll be successful in life.
Yes.
It's like respecting a position.
Yes.
If a person is holding a particular position, you need to respect that.
Yes.
Simultaneously, me, if I'm holding a senior position, I need to respect my followers. That's
Yes. Yes.
it's a two-way traffic. But now
Yes.
let's move on quickly. We saw that it was flying all over social media. Ronaldo has been saying there are some people who don't want him at Man United. He doesn't, he doesn't respect Eric Ten Hag. They want him out. He believes that Eric Ten Hag is one of them, and one or two guys in the team. They've always been against him. And his contract doesn't allow him to do that. And then he said, nah, it doesn't matter. I don't care whatever happens, but I need to speak. Do you think was it well addressed by him, or was he put on the spotlight?
As a senior player, I think you should have handled this differently, you know. I wouldn't expect a senior player to behave the way in the manner in which he did, you know. Every house has its own problems. But like I'm saying, you know, the manner in which he has handled it, we understand sometimes maybe it's emotions where a player is not happy that he is not being played, especially where you feel you can do better than the person playing before you. But the platform that he used, you know, to air his unhappiness, grievances regarding Manchester, I don't think it was done accordingly, you know.
Yeah,
well,
it was professional.
Yes, could have handled the whole thing professionally, you know, by protecting the team. But you know deep down that there is issues with the team. And being a senior player, you can't be seen to be lambasting the team in public. Because even your potential suitors are going to be worried that this guy, if we sign him, he might be saying, and then A, B, C things happen in our team, he might be talking about them in the media. He's a big brand. He won't be short of suitors, but maybe some would end up withdrawing, you know, to say we can't be pursuing this guy going further because he can't handle team secrets, you know. But I think for him, he's saying he's done with Man United. He comes across as someone who doesn't give a damn. He's made up his mind that he doesn't want to play there anymore.
Walefatshe.
Yes.
Do you think Ronaldo was correct? He was not well treated by Man United. The so-called people, according to him, who wants to get him out of the team, they were hell-bent to get him out of the team. But I don't see him playing under the coach because he has already spoke bad about the coach. So it's not going to happen. What's your take? Remember, January is just around the corner.
No, well, if he knows for what's a man. So then he knows. I mean, Ronaldo is a seasonal player. I mean, to behave like that, he behaved like you know the team.
Yes.
Well, if you know
Yes.
team.
Yeah.
Crocs.
Yeah.
I mean, soccer boots,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, badlala ka dinyewe diboots tse kgolo tse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ronaldo he behave like that. Those people, they can talk whatever they want. Ronaldo recently behaved like that. I think they need to release it. Man United is a big brand. Hey, Lauren, I mean, you remember when Beckham atsamaya no sa lo ba squabble sa hae le se Alex.
Yeah.
Se Alex. Yeah, or ho etsala eng le eng. can't what's Real Madrid. I think Ronaldo needs to leave. You need to leave. I mean, I need to leave. I mean, it doesn't. It's a good player. It's a quality player, but the way he behaves,
Isn't it that Ronaldo is putting too much pressure on himself? If you look at this way, you find his sister tweeting, you find his mom also talking. Is he not attracting that unnecessary attention? You find him whenever he's being asked questions, he's always the best, I'm the best, and all that. Don't you think that those utterances sometimes they create too much pressure on you?
Yeah, they do. You know, it appears as if he's suffering from entitlement. You know, he feels that he's entitled to play at Man United. Maybe the coach feels he's not putting enough effort for him to be considered, but he feels entitled. And I think the Manchester United coach, Eric Ten, I think he's sort of trying to prove a point, you know, to say if he can let Ronaldo control him, he would be giving setting a wrong precedence with the other players. You say, I can also not put effort and still expect to play come weekend, you know.
Or are we? I don't know, Jimmy, and how long you have followed football. I don't know whether you were around during the time of Jomo. Jomo was in charge of Pirates. You know, they wouldn't tell him a thing. So I don't know whether that was one of a kind. So Ronaldo it's taking the same route. Walefatshe, I don't know whether you know the history of Jomo. He was one of his own. Sometimes he would refuse, even the coach wants to substitute him. We've seen that. You know, I've been following Jomo, I don't know, for many years. You know, but being arrogant as he was, he would also prove it in the field of play. That is the best, and he was the best. And so far, for me, he's still the best player that I've ever seen in this country. So I'm saying, are we seeing the same thing here with Ronaldo?
No, Kenyatta was something else. Even though he never played at Spain or whatever, but he played Cosmos. So Kenyatta was something else. Kenyatta, yes, the players I Nedimo Mamela. He was arrogant in football. He was arrogant on the field. Yeah. But I don't think Nanyata. Yeah. That's what the right is. But Natanya another teammate.
And for information, when he got injured, Barcelona was watching him. He was about to join Barcelona. He could have joined Barcelona before Maradona. Unfortunately, got that.
And I was doing things data.
Yeah, he got that injury that spoiled his career.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, let's move on, guys. It was the show, and then we want to hear what your take out there, and then the Modise Walefatshe. And this coming Saturday, I will be at Witbank. The Modise, I don't know whether you following me or what. We'll be there, you know, and then the purpose of the trip is to talk to all members of GPF, those who are 55 years and above, who are about to pension, or who are contemplating to resign, to show them the financial implications. Because people need to analyze and make sure that they don't lose much, because it's important, because this is the biggest step that you take in your life. You have been working for many years, and now you take the money, which could be your last money that you get. So you need to be very careful about that. So we'll be showing them that, and simultaneously we'll be also talking to them about the power of debt. People don't know that debt is new money. So if you understand debt, you stand to make a lot of money. They say debt is like a loaded gun. A loaded gun can kill you, the owner, or it can save you. So the same with debt. If you don't understand that, it will kill you. But over and above, we'll be collecting school shoes. We expect people to donate school shoes and sanitary towels, which are meant for the pupils in Emalahleni when the school reopens. So that will be on Saturday. Then on Sunday, there will be some FIFA tournament if they bring their kids and then they want to be entertained. There will be a room where they play FIFA tournament, but we'll be watching the opening of World Cup together and even the opening game. So it's going to be lit. So it's going to be very, very nice. So that's the event, which is the 19th of November at Visit Vagasha Guest Lodge in Emalahleni. And then, yeah, if people wants to join us, they can do so. And then they must RSVP with Bongi Malinga on 082 341 6812. 082 341 6812. I hope I got the number correct. Yeah, that's it. So, Walefatshe, we are getting there. And this week is a little bit hectic. I'm so busy. You won't believe it. After this show, then I'll be moving on. Walefatshe, let's move on. The Messi Special. Let's see. Okay, I haven't lined up anything as far as the Messi Special. Let me line it up quickly for you. Remember now, apparently they're gone now. I saw something that showed me that they were landing in what is this? They were landing in Qatar, the Argentina, and then I saw our team, our group. I see Tabo has changed the name now. It's no more Tabo now. It's Tabinho now. So Modise, I don't know whether do I have Modise Nio or what. So Tabo is rooting for what do you call it? Is rooting for Brazil. Yeah, Brazil are the team to be taken into consideration. So what's your take, Walefatshe? Walefatshe? Oh, it's like I've lost all the guys. All right, let me share the Messi Special. Okay, I see that it shows me this one. Okay, this is the one that I want to share. Now, during the Messi Special, I want to see the statistics of the players. This was in 2014. Most points won in 2014. It was Messi with 9. The most man of the match awards, Messi again, 5. And the most average ratings, it was his name? Messi again. Are you there, Jimmy? The best player.
Walefatshe load shedding for me.
Oh yeah, sorry, my brother. I think it will also catch up with me very soon. Maybe yeah. No, it's fine, my brother. No, you rather just take care of things. Then we'll talk again on Saturday. And then and thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Sure. The Messi's involvement, 7 of Argentina's involved 7 of Argentina's total 8 goals. Messi scored 4 goals in group stages. Messi assisted in round of 16 stages. Messi created chances in quarterfinal. Messi scored 1 penalty, and the breaker of the semi-final. Messi did everything in the final stages of against German super team. So that's the Messi Special for you. And then I wanted to share. Now, unfortunately, we have this load shedding, which is playing havoc. So that is why, unfortunately, we have all this. But thank you very much for listening. And then I hope, and then we'll cross this thing of this load shedding. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.